All right, Virgo, what is going on for you? This is for Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If you're watching as a Virgo Sun and this isn't resonating for you, check out your Moon, Rising, or Venus sign. I usually find that paying attention to all of those things gives me kind of a cross patch of all the energies that I can expect. So I recommend that. So let's see what's going on for you, Virgo, for the month of August 2024. Just saw the Divine Masculine card here. So let's see. All right. Safe travel underneath. Lucky and transformation. Are you dealing with a Scorpio or a Sag right now? Possibility. Truth. Virgo, I feel like you got something to say. And, August, we have a Mercury retrograde that's happening in your 12th house of Leo. It's a very karmic house. So there's some kind of internal dialogue you might be having or have had, or some kind of truth that needs to be publicized or get out of you in some way. You might need to tell somebody something. Affluence. There's also Mars and Gemini squaring Saturn, and that Mars and Gemini conjunction is happening in your 10th house. Okay, so this can be about putting energy behind your voice, bringing your voice to the public, or bringing your voice, your story in particular. And when Mercury's in retrograde and the other piece of Mars conjunct Gemini is happening, that makes me feel like there's something here that has been frustrated. Some kind of communication or some kind of ability to communicate has really been stifled in you. And because 12th house Leo, that's where you have Leo, is such a karmic house, that feels to me like there is a big transformation coming. So if you have had a story that you wanted to tell, or you've had something that you've wanted to get out there in terms of publishing or content, some kind of truth, now's the time. Okay, August is going to be a great time to utilize that energy. However, Saturn in Pisces is in your 7th house. So you could have some kind of partnership, or your marriage, or your love partnership, or a business partnership is like inhibiting that. It's inhibiting you from speaking your truth. Okay, Virgo, and really inhibiting you. The 2 of Cups, the Star card, I like that. There's 8 of Wands, more communication. 7 of Cups and Knight of Pentacles. I just feel like this is slowing you down. And there's, look at this. This is star energy is healing energy. It's also Aquarian energy, very fast moving. And I feel like you're confusing loyalty with don't change. Loyalty with consistency, but in a way that inhibits or hampers your creative process. And I feel like that partner, if you have a partner that is inhibiting your ability to communicate in some way, I feel like they like that. They like you thinking that you never changing and you being super consistent, even if it is inhibiting your creative process or your creative output or something like that, especially if it's inhibiting that. It's almost like this person doesn't want you to change. They're confusing you. They're confusing you with that. And I do feel like something about your story, or the thing you have to say, will bring in your voice, perhaps will bring in a lot of revenue, a lot of money, a lot of fame. And it kind of, to me, it's like, who's in that 7th house with you? Is that partner supportive of you? Hey, be consistent in ways that are loyal to our values, but you as a creative, expansive, dynamic person continually change over the course of your life. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, you might have thought that, okay, well, I just have to be the same person I've always been forever and ever. I feel like that partner is trying to make you feel like when you change, then somehow you're being disloyal. That's not true. King of Cups, Lovers, making a decision here. Two of Swords. Some of you have wanted to make a decision from your heart, but you're blocking yourself from doing that. Okay. Tower. Eight of Cups. Queen of Wands. So you've long wanted to make some kind of decision, and this could be about a person. Maybe this partner is not aligned with where you want to go, and this partner is. And so there's something here about you've really blocked yourself. So Mercury in retrograde, you probably all this time, if you've been loyal to this Knight of Pentacles, this is Virgo energy, I've been staying the same. And that's what I think is loyalty. But there is a disloyalty to the self in that. And so, okay, if we want to stay as a couple, we both have to grow. I kind of feel like if that person doesn't want you to change ever, they're not ever changing. So this is kind of a mirror back to them about, well, what are they not changing about themselves? What are they afraid to change? What are they not communicating about? Mercury in retrograde is going to be in your sign and then pop back into Leo. So there's this combination of what kind of day-to-day routines for Virgo energy, what kind of health, things that make me feel healthy are now running back on me. It's like something that used to make you feel good, but really has no more benefit at all anymore. So there's something here about you seeing that daily routines, the way you've communicated over the course, no, not during the day, over the course of your long-term relationship with somebody now needs to change. And that person is feeling very threatened by that. I feel like you've held it in all this time, and Mercury retrograde, bam. Okay. You're going to let it out because this is a 12th house. Leo is 12th house, very karmic energy. And, that just says to me that you are going toward your creative side. You're really expanding into that. Mars conjunct, right? Mars in Gemini, Mars really wanting to make some kind of expansion in the way you communicate. Mars, Jupiter conjunction in Gemini, 10th house. And this is very public. Something you're going to say is very public. It has to do with the thing you've held back on is reputation. I want to have a reputation for loyalty or a reputation for being very consistent. But I have changed. And because the surface stuff has not been allowed to be different, this is going to come as a shock. Because it's one thing if you kind of, go along in a relationship and you're allowed to grow. I feel like you haven't been allowed to grow. And so all of a sudden it's going to pop out at this other person as like massive change because you internally have massively changed and they just haven't wanted to hear it. All right. So the Queen of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, and the Emperor. Yeah, there is going to be some heartache at making this change and this difference in your life. But I also feel like you, with this possibly changing partners here, are about healing other people's hearts, whatever story you have to tell, whatever communication. And I make it sound like it's a telephone call. It's actually a story, right? It's like your truth that you've learned over the course of your life. If you are in some kind of abusive situation, especially because you may not have ever thought of it that way. You may not have ever been like, oh, I just feel like right now in August, we are opening up to oh, wow, I didn't realize that this was so toxic. I didn't realize that this was not aligned with the future growth that I am destined to have. And I do feel like it is destined. I feel like there is a lot of power and financial influence that you will have from a heart-centered place. Because you're opening up to the universal heart. There's soul there. There's feeling. There's real. King of Cups. Okay? And so this is not about power, domination, shutting other people up, or pushing other people's stories down. On the contrary, You have a story to tell that will change lives. And that is the energy. This is Mars energy. So like I said, that Mars-Uranus conjunction, Mars-Jupiter conjunction is going to be really expansive. We just had Mars-Uranus conjunction back on the 20th, last week, I think. So sorry, I'm doing this reading in July. Whenever we had Mars and Uranus conjuncting in Taurus, that was a bam. So that was was it 2 weeks ago? No. I'll look it up. I'll talk more about it in the extended. But it was definitely during July, and there was something that was very unexpected. And now there's a sense of like, I got to tell my story. I can't not tell my story anymore. I can't not be expressive anymore. I can't hide my light anymore. And if there's a person or a partner or a situation, maybe a job situation, that's making you feel like you can't express yourself and you have changed inside, then that is really inauthentic. And we are moving in a direction of authenticity. So why is this Three of Swords here? You got to be true to your own heart here. You got to be true to your school. Queen of Pentacles, the Fool, the Five of Swords. Oh yeah, King and Queen of Pentacles. I feel like now you're seeing a life partner as being very manipulative. Okay, very manipulative indeed. You always thought that that was the way they were keeping you safe or the way that they were taking care of you or something. But now you're on a new path, Eight of Cups and the Fool. You're really busting through this boundary, this barrier. And it wasn't that big of a barrier after all. It was you keeping you there. You kept you there because of this loyalty, because of this feeling of, I don't want to be disloyal to this situation, but I got to call it out. This ain't good. This is manipulation. This is gaslighting. And I feel like this is a life partner who might have done this, or a business partner, or a best friend, or a twin flame, or something like that, who's basically tried to keep you contained. Two of Swords. Okay, so now there's healing. Four of Swords, Seven of Swords, oh boy, Page of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles. So you feel you are going to see this without any kind of hedging or any kind of, they're just doing it to, take care of me, or they're kind and they're, just wanting me to, stay consistent because they feel like that's loyalty. Now you're really seeing that as gaslighting and a lie. Okay. And so now you're healing from this lie. I feel like you are going to be moving forward very suddenly in August. This card is the Eight of Cups, eighth month. It's hard to say. Four of Swords and the Seven of Swords. Whatever lying you have done to protect this structure, no more. Okay? Not doing it anymore. I'm really busting through. I'm really breaking out, and I'm stepping out into the future, into the sunlight. August is going to be a major month for you. And I just feel that Lionsgate, we have Mercury going retrograde on the 4th of August. Lionsgate is going to be an activating time, and it starts July 26th, and it goes all the way to the 19th, 18th, 19th of August. And so this is going to be a really activating time, an activation of your inner truth that now needs to be expressed with the world. Wow, Virgo. All right, let's go deeper into this. I'll talk a little bit more about the astrology. We'll look at what you don't see coming, get some guidance from spirit, and see how this plays out. All right, my darlings. Link is below if you want to continue on with me. I'll see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.